Bethesda. Bethesda.
Oh, man, that was a fucking...
It actually kind of hurt to watch.
Yeah, bro, it was bad.
Like, I was kind of embarrassed for them.
It was bad.
So I was embarrassed for a couple reasons. One, they literally, I'm pretty sure the first 3 rows of that were paid people
100%.
and or actual employees
100%.
of Bethesda.
Who was the fucking dick?
And then there's one dude who, like, Twitter blew up over. One fucking asswipe who, in between every second word of whoever was on stage, yelled so loud that the guy on stage or girl on stage had to stop because they broke concentration.
Yes.
Because they're just screaming for nothing. Literally nothing was happening. There was nothing to get excited about in this entire conference.
It was so awkward,
and this
dude.
person was just screaming.
I couldn't believe it. Like, I'm actually upset with Bethesda for not kicking that guy out
Sooner. Like, that should have happened pretty much immediately.
Dude, he was there almost right to the end. Like, he was literally almost... He got
It was
quiet
only like
for a little while.
It was like the back 10 minutes of that conference, he was no longer there or shut up.
They literally needed to have somebody come out and tell him to shut the fuck up or get the fuck out. It was so distracting. It was bad. It was bad.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was bad.
Well, it was embarrassing because it was the most obvious use of paid cheering people, which we've known has happened for years anyway.
Of course.
But this was the most egregious, obvious use I have ever fucking witnessed in my life.
It was so
There
bad,
was
dude.
nothing to cheer for.
No. And they were going crazy, dude.
Yes.
Crazy for this shit, bro.
Yes, like as if everything that was being announced was like Elder
Second coming
Scrolls
of
6.
Christ. Yes.
It was like everything was amazing. So Pete Hines is the first guy out on stage. Wasn't even Todd Howard to start it. Hines gets up on stage. He looks like he's ready to shit himself because he knows what's coming. He does his little thing, and then here comes God fucking Howard, wearing almost the same
Thing
fucking
he did
clothes
last
as he
year.
did last year. Slightly different. He was like a color swap.
Yeah. Lighter beige.
You know, he purchased some DLC, $10 color swap for the costume. And he does his Todd Howard thing. He goes out, he tells 3 Todd Howard jokes. Everyone, one guy in the background, yeah!
That's literally what it was.
And then he just dumped into basically what he had already said before in that interview. It was Fallout 76 came out, and it was, you know, we got some well-deserved criticism. Now, here's some
Now it's
footage,
one of the biggest, or like he's talking about some fucking
but you guys made it to what it is now. And here's some footage of a bunch of like people that you should feel sorry for,
dude,
that changed their lives playing Bethesda games.
That was so cringe. And I'm watching this live, right? And I'm trying, because I know what the world's like. I'm trying not to like make fun of what the fuck's going on.
I wonder
because
if any one of those people realized that they got used.
they were used. It was like a propaganda piece.
Yeah.
And they were literally the weapon.
That's why
That's
I couldn't comment on it.
I said nothing. I just
Like,
sat
these
there and I
people are
watched
already
it.
getting used and abused.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, you feel bad for what these people are going through, and I can relate to a lot of the things a lot of those people were struggling with. But at the same time, I'm watching this, I'm going, this can't be fucking real. Are they really using this as a way to make it seem like Bethesda's games, Fallout 76?
It was like, don't attack us too hard, guys, because look at this.
Look at all the great we've been doing. And then not only did they do it once, they
Yeah.
did it multiple times.
Yeah, they brought that back like 3 times.
I couldn't fucking fathom, bro.
Yeah.
You had people that were like half crying on there. Like, I was like, Jesus,
Here's a couple of women holding hands with a zoom in. It's you know, Pride Month, and here's a bunch of people that have like crippling disorders and diseases that overcame it by playing
Fallout 76.
Fallout 76, and now they're UI designers for Bethesda, and this is how good and amazing we are. So
Dude.
don't yell at us too much, because we're out here working hard for you, and Bethesda and God Howard. And
It was so fucking awkward, dude.
It was
was
bad.
bad, dude. It was bad, and it was so agenda heavy. It was so politically. It was like a political play.
I mean, I
and it was
hope that those
forcing
people don't realize it, because ignorance is bliss in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not on them. Like, they didn't.
I know.
You know,
I'm not
there's
saying.
nothing-
No,
yeah.
what I'm saying is, I
know.
hope they don't realize
I hope
it,
not, because then it's
you're gonna feel used.
100%, and that's what it was. They
Yeah.
were used, without a doubt. They were used. Period. They were fucking used, because I couldn't find anybody out there that was excited about Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Go and find. I don't want to say a real fan, but find a fan that you're not using their struggles as a way to push your bullshit product and making it seem like it wasn't all bad because look what we've done for such and such with crippling depression or such and such with eating problem or such and such with thoughts of suicide or whatever the fuck they were pulling, bro. It was every type of heartstring. It was like watching a doctor a thing at 4:00 in the morning. Do you feel depressed?
Yeah.
Have you just your appetite bad?
Yeah.
Maybe you're eating too much.
I have a magic pill for you.
Yeah, that's what they just name every fucking thing so that somebody and everybody could relate to one struggle or another, and then you're latching onto that, and it was so blatant. Dude, I was watching the stream like this, like, and I was looking at the chat because I wanted to see if somebody else was. And the sad thing about it is not a lot of people were picking up on what they were doing. I was like, and I didn't say anything about it. You know, some people were like, this is cringe. But then there were some, I didn't see.
Most people were probably focusing on the people showing up on stream, and because it's Twitch, and people's first thing is they want to meme it.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, here's an obese person with pink fucking hair and 3 teeth in their head.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make fun of that
them.
person.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's like the first thing. They're focusing on that part. Not a lot of people were probably going through the thing in their head where they're going, holy shit, Bethesda is literally trying to play some fucking, chess with the community that's been
to the point where you can't say
them.
anything about it. Like, they're playing their cards in a way that, like,
because if you say anything, it's like,
you're an asshole.
Well, you're a fucking
dick. You're a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you're not about Pride Month? Did you know it's Pride Month?
Exactly.
You're a fucking cunt, right? They used every type of social thing that you see on a regular, and they like ninja started against you to the point where you couldn't make fun of the game for being shit.
It was some passive aggressive bullshit on levels untold before.
Insane.
I haven't, dude. That and actually made me angry.
No, dude, I was mad. I wouldn't say I was mad. I was disgusted. I was like, God damn, man.
Well, I'm angry because I have officially watched Bethesda go from one of my most trusted and beloved companies.
Oh,
in
you were
gaming,
on their dick for years
because they have created
great games.
My favorite game of all time.
Yeah,
and I knew that they were internally the worst that we got out of them was, oh well, they're using a 20-year-old engine and they refuse to fucking fix their mistakes. But in the last 2 years, they have done some of the most ridiculous bullshit that nobody can, and I wouldn't even want to try to defend it. But in ways that I'm not even sure how internally somebody didn't go, guys, the internet isn't that dumb.
Yeah.
People aren't that. Are we really assuming that people are going to look at this the way that you think they're going to fucking look at this? Like somebody had to. Todd Howard himself had to sit down and go,
how does he even approve
this is
that?
good.
That's insane.
This is going to help us.
You're getting people from around, North America or wherever, and you're asking them to go on camera in a dark room, in front of the camera, just you and the camera, you're naked, telling your most, intimate shit for them to sell a fucking game, not even really to sell it at this point,
not selling
to
games,
save face!
selling them.
They're fucking, it's insane.
They're literally trying to get it so that people think twice about criticizing them for their bullshit.
Yes.
Because they're showing this and they go, oh, well, they're not that bad. They did.
Fucking sane. They got used to the 10th degree. And all I can do is hope and pray that the people that poured their heart out in front of the world, which we feel bad for them, not only for what they were going through, because it was, kudos to them for having the courage to go out and say what they said.
Yeah.
But goddamn, you feel horrible and that it's used in that context. It's great to get the message out there because games have saved tons of people.
Yes.
And have gotten me through dark times along with many people. But to use it in that way, it was
crazy.
It was crazy. It was Bethesda it was like their trump card. It was like their last thing. It's like, how deep can we go down this rabbit hole?
Apparently
deep,
very deep.
I couldn't believe it, man. I didn't even mention it on stream because I was like, if I don't even know if I can open up the can of worms because you're walking on eggshells, right? It's crazy.
Dude, it was
crazy.
It was crazy.
It's crazy.
So they pulled whatever the fuck that was, and if that wasn't enough, Then they dump right off the bat look, the fact that they even mentioned the game Fallout 76, in my opinion, was insane. What they need to do with Fallout 76 is literally never mention it ever again. Like I said last week, be China, pretend that your horrific political and war crime shit never happened. Don't talk about it.
No.
And just let it die.
Oh, they talked about it.
Not only did they talk about it, but they committed the most in history.
Yes.
Tone deaf.
Yes.
Announcement.
Yes.
Of all time.
Say it.
They put a battle royale mode in Fallout 76.
Dude.
Why?
Bro, there's going to be a video of me saying Bethesda gave me crippling depression.
Who okayed that? You know somebody said it because
But
you
Adam,
have to internally.
But Adam, you know what the thing was for Todd Howard? You know what he kept saying over and over and over and over again throughout the whole thing, and he had to make sure that you knew it. Because he knows the bullshit he's spewing out of his mouth and the garbage that they're giving you. You know what he kept saying, Adam? But it's free. Free. He said that. I don't know how many times he said free, but every time he spewed up bullshit and it was garbage,
it was more,
but it was free garbage.
So
don't complain.
Exactly.
Don't complain because it's free. Listen,
yeah, you can't complain about free.
You can't complain about free.
No.
It's free.
By the way, we saved this depressed guy for free.
That's what dude, it was so sick. I couldn't believe it. I even started saying it before he even said it. I would say, but it's free. And then 2 seconds later, oh, and it's free.
This lady over here with crippling social anxiety, we saved her for free.
And then you've got the dude going, yeah, fuck yeah,
free,
baby,
have my children.
Whoa, Todd Howard's a god. Whoa, titties.
I mean, again, my reaction to that was genuine. It was me just saying no for about 30 seconds, and then I got up and left the room.
Oh, man, it was hot.
I didn't think
it was hot
that
garbage.
It was possible for them to make worse decisions.
It's hot garbage, bro.
The video with all the people and Fallout 76 Battle Royale are the two, I'm calling it right now, most tone-deaf, insane decisions that any AAA company has made, arguably,
ever
in modern gaming history. The levels of tone-deaf crazy that just went down in a span of 5 minutes in that conference is almost unfathomable. I can't.
You know there are paid actors when they said Battle Royale and there was heavy cheers. At that point, I actually couldn't believe. I thought we weren't getting any more Fallout bullshit. They came out with a Battle Royale, Adam. There's a Battle Royale coming to Fallout, and the asshole...
It's here. I watched Shroud play it.
Is it actually here?
Yes, it was released that same day. I watched Shroud play it last night.
Oh, my God.
Ask me how good it is.
Oh,
bad.
Dude,
it's bad.
You don't even need to say that.
Really? Really? Really?
No, nobody's playing it.
Really bad.
I'm not seeing anybody playing this
Not
game.
only that, but it's still got all the same glitches and bullshit that the main game has.
Dude, literally, nobody's playing this.
It's awful.
I'm trying to find it right now. It's like it doesn't exist. Fallout.
It might not be on Twitch's list of games, so it might pop up as something else. It might just be underneath Fallout 76.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch this. I didn't even know it was out now.
Do you want to let you know right now?
Dude, it is. Oh, it's hot.
It was bad, but it's the same glitches and shit you find elsewhere.
Dude, it's hot garbage.
In a battle royale.
No. It's a hard no. And that asshole had the balls to go out and say, we've got such a great community that there's not even any griefing, you know? There's no griefing, you know, people are all so nice. You know, and
you'd think that if, the world coming to an end, it wouldn't, everyone would just be, but you guys give me hope for when the world inevitably gets glassed over.
Cures depression.
Bethesda, building Fallout bunkers for free. Sign up today.
Craziness, dude. I'm watching it right now. Looks like dog shit.
It's
Even the menus, dude. Even the inventory and shit all looks like dog shit. This game is not meant to be a battle royale. How do you?
It's not even meant to be a game.
No, it's no
of any description.
It's like a sandbox where they create the game. They just put it. They just said go in there and fuck with glitches.
Dude, people got excited about the fact that for Fallout 76, they were talking about bringing back non-NPCs and then or like NPC
I know,
whatever the fuck,
I saw
and
that.
then branching dialogue trees.
They said, guess what? It's back.
And they got excited about that
They're like,
shit.
oh my god.
As if it was
Whoa! Branching voice trees! Yes! Cheered it up, boys. There will be guns.
Bethesda's actually dead to me.
It was such a shit show, bro. I might actually rewatch the whole thing because it's so over the top.
Like I said, the very beginning, I got raided right at the beginning of the thing too. Somebody came in, I was like, "You guys chose the wrong time coming here." But good news, you know, like dumpster fires, how they're hard to look away. You are about to witness the biggest dumpster fire, and my God, did they not disappoint?
No, they didn't disappoint. Everything.
There was one highlight though of that entire Bethesda thing: Ghostwire Tokyo, where the girl came out on stage and she was fucking adorable,
the cutie? Yeah.
and like fucking full blown anime, real life. She was adorable. Her and Keanu Reeves are like the paint that and the dog that was like an Ubisoft, like the patron saints.
Oh, John Brenthal, I think his name, or something like that. His dog.
He brought the dog out. Yeah. And those are like this. So people have like the holy trinity of E3 are like Keanu Reeves, her, and the dog.
Yeah, that's it.
I have in quotation marks here. Spooky. I mean, it was a trailer. That's what she said. She was like, it was adorable. She was like, it's spooky. She's like barely able to speak English. It was fucking hilarious. I always got to give props. Like, on one hand, I wish that they just got somebody out there with a translator or something, because some of the people that they send out, you know, they're Japanese developers. They send out the people that can best speak English.
Yeah.
But some of them really can't speak English well enough for, unless you're somebody who's used to accents, and specifically like a Japanese accent. A lot of what they're saying is just going right over top of people's heads.
But they're cute and they're enthusiastic about their product.
Absolutely.
Right?
No, so like on one hand, like that's the upside of it.
Yeah.
On the other hand, a translator wouldn't stop that from getting across because they're still going to say their shit.
Yeah.
I'm just always impressed. People always like hate on them for not being able to speak English. I'm like, guys,
dude, that's so tough though.
Unless you personally can literally speak more than one language fluently, shut the fuck up.
Can you imagine going on stage and as a second language, your second language, not only just going on there as your first language, but as a second one?
And then there's like people in Europe where they're surrounded like by like 5 languages within a half an hour fucking drive.
Yeah.
And you're forced to learn a couple languages.
Yeah.
Everywhere else in the world, that's not really a thing.
Yeah,
you might have at best two languages where the primary language hard overshadows. So unless you're born into the secondary language, you're not speaking it.
Yeah.
Japan, not exactly the multilingual mecca of the world.
Speak Japanese.
It's like Canada.
Yeah, speak English.
It's English.
Maybe French.
With like a small contingency of French speakers.
Yeah.
In the States, English, Spanish.
You want a better paying job? Learn French.
You want to go work in Ottawa and make like on average $30,000 more a year than everyone else?
Yeah. Go
learn
speak French.
But yeah, it was just CGI. I will say this. It was some of the best CGI I've seen in a long time.
For what?
For Ghostwire Tokyo.
If you trying to remember which one that was. I watched the whole thing, but
yeah, so it was like Thanos almost. People were disappearing and shit.
No, that was Elder Ring, right?
No. Elder Ring is the George R. Martin and Miyazaki crossover. This Ghostwire Tokyo was like people were like going about their daily business. It was raining.
Oh,
disappeared.
That's right. Yes,
also
yes,
Low-key Hawkeye.
Yes. It was basically it literally reminded
like
me of
the
Endgame.
Avengers. Endgame. Yeah. So
what about that cool game with where you're in the apartment? It's called like 11 minutes.
12 minutes.
12 minutes. That was cool.
Was that?
I don't think that was Bethesda though. That was like
that
might have
wasn't
been
Bethesda.
Microsoft.
That was I think just a PC gaming show. I think.
Okay, I thought that was Microsoft.
That looked fire though.
That looked dope.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of Groundhog Day and like Live
it
Die
was
Repeat.
reliving it over and over again.
But at the same time, it was well done, and I think
super
it's
well done.
I think that's really cool. You're probably going to
Again-
die over and try and figure out the right way to do things.
Again, crazy good voice acting.
Yeah,
Which
and
you
that's-
have to have for that game specifically.
well, it's voice
or
driven.
it falls apart.
Yeah, or it falls apart because
Yeah.
graphically, it's not doing much, but it's
Exactly.
a cool immersive game. And you know what? Those are the type of games that I'm loving now. I want to be able to sit down, play a game for 5-6 hours, have a good experience, and walk away from it.
Yeah.
That's that. You know that those games speak to me, so that was cool. Any other big things?
Yeah, my childhood and all of my hopes and dreams not only got shattered because Bethesda is destroying everything that I loved about them consecutively year on year. For I'm going to say 3 or 4 E3s now, whenever somebody has asked me, what's the far-flung game that you hope just makes an appearance, and it's a comeback game, and one of the games that I've always said, other than Jet Set Radio Future, which I'm still waiting on now, was Commander Keen.
Yes, and they came up.
And
There was one
Commander
there, right?
Keen popped up, but of course we can't just get actual goddamn Commander Keen. We had to get some shitty intern built Commander Keen mobile game.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. It looked
That
like
was just a
you know what it looked like?
microtransaction laden.
You know what it looked like? Or no, was that? No, that wasn't. I was thinking of the Rainbow Six one.
Oh,
Remember
that's
that?
also bad.
Dude, that shit looked like Virtual Boy from the Sega CD.
that was rough.
It looked fucking
And
awful.
we're gonna get to that for another reason in the Ubisoft conference. But they came out and they completely destroyed Commander Keen. All I could think of was like the Godfather, where Marlon Brando said, "Look how they massacred my boy." It's basically me sitting at that, just watching that. My heart was just being ripped out of my chest. Like, are you serious? After all this time, you finally decide to do something with Commander Keen, and you give it a
that's what you
shit
do.
fucking mobile game.
And that's
Seriously,
what you do. That's what you do. Mobile's the future, right?
just ripping it out of my chest.
I mean, you have a cell phone, don't
Like,
you?
you couldn't even just do Commander Keen, the original games, and like up-res them a little bit and put that on mobile, which would work great. They're simple platformers.
Yep.
You had to like literally destroy everything about Commander Keen and then make it a really shit tier 2-frame animation, intern-made bullshit microtransaction laden fuck show.
Yep. Have fun.
Fuck yourself, Bethesda. Wolfenstein, which the new Wolfenstein game is actually pretty dope. But they have Cyberpilot, which is a VR little mini game-ish of sorts where you're literally just in the mech suits that are in the newer games, shooting shit in VR.
Fun.
And then they have Youngblood, which is the next part of the series where BJ Blazkowicz who's the main guy in Wolfenstein, the guy who you play, has gone missing or whatever, and then his 2 daughters. This happens in the 80s. His 2 daughters now are out looking for him, and so you can play the game as one of the daughters, or in co-op, you can play through the whole game, so the 2 daughters together, doing it. It looked like more of that game. The shooting and stuff was pretty good in general. It played well. They had lots of great memes in those games. So it was one of the few, Wolfenstein's been one of the few shining things that Bethesda has. And those 2 look like, more of the same. So if you're into that, well, then there you go. Then we got Doom Eternal, which looked like more Doom.
Yep.
But it also had platforming.
Dude, I'm not gonna
Which
lie.
was weird.
It was like a bit of Mirror's Edge in there, like where you're fucking literally.
That is odd.
It was very odd. And it looked.
It's not like it looked. It's not that it looked like it wasn't
No, but it-
playable.
but
it
it
just looked like out of place.
Yeah, and it looked a bit janky, to be honest with you. Like it was smooth, like everything looked. The animations looked good, but when you went to go and when you get close to an enemy, it would do that animation almost like a Mortal Kombat finisher, and
Yes.
you'd be like. Me to you, and then all of a sudden you're like in them, killing them,
Yeah.
and then you're like back.
Well, there
it was
was like-
almost like it sucks you into the video.
Well, it was like it was like that in the like other Doom.
Oh, okay, I didn't
yeah.
like. I didn't personally just thought it was.
It does. It's
off-putting.
It's jarring.
jarring. Yeah.
There's no real animation that takes you from you to the enemy.
Yeah.
It's like the screen blinks.
Yeah, and then you're
the
there.
animation happens.
Yeah, and then you're there.
It-
yeah.
and it's. I think it's just to keep the pace of the game.
But
which is
it
super
was
fast
really
up.
weird because as you're platforming and jumping, like you're jumping down
Yeah.
on somebody, and the next thing you know, you're like in them, and then you're killing them,
Yeah.
and then you're still going. It was like
It is jarring.
yeah,
And-
because everything else is so smooth. Like it's fucking. It looks so dope when you're running around shooting people, and then when you get close and you're doing that shit, the whole feel of it changes. Like
Yeah.
it's no longer as smooth as
Yes.
as it should be.
Yes.
I didn't like that. I mean, personally,
I never, and I didn't like that about the first, the last round of Doom either. Was that just the lack of animation of getting you to the enemy that you're like doing a finishing move on?
Yeah,
because it was very, it kind of fucks with your coordination.
Yeah,
it's
like Assassin's Creed when you go and assassin somebody. It's, you almost, or not Assassin's Creed, but the other one, the Dishonored. It was just like that.
Similar, but even that had some animation between you and the person you're killing. This is literally like the screen blinks,
and
you're
there.
in the animation, and it's definitely all in the just for the sake of keeping the pace of the game up.
Yeah,
but I think for me anyway,
I think it ruins
it
slows it down almost.
It just feels awkward.
Yeah,
it just feels awkward.
But whatever, people love Doom.
Doom is really good, and it is
great.
good. It's fucking good. The shooting is great. It's fast paced. It's nuts. It looks amazing.
It's not for me, but okay.
But it is. Yeah, it's not for me either. But
looks
that
like
was
more Doom.
The platforming was weird. I don't get the platforming thing. But they
on
also
top of
announced,
that, on top of that, when they were jumping around, there was somebody made the joke in my chat, and I was thinking about it about Mario, and then all of a sudden there was
Mario
like
Doom,
and then all of a
they
sudden
had
there was
one-up mushroom or whatever.
Yeah, like you could hear like brang brang brang, like ding 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 ding. It sounded like they were collecting coins and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It was
here?
weird. It did. They had collectibles that almost looked like a fucking mushroom.
It was
weird.
making those weird Mario noises. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it was a bit wild. They also announced for that though the battle mode, which is where there are 2 demons and 1 slayer. Where the 2 demons are working to kill.
Cool.
And it looked cool.
That was cool.
And so that was a new mode that
it reminded me a lot of Dead by Daylight and those
kind
type
similar,
of games.
Smaller scale, but similar idea.
Exactly, yeah.
And it did look pretty cool. And then the other thing that they announced that was like a software related thing is Orion, which is a game streaming tech that works in tandem with things like, I guess, Stadia or whatever. If they're trying to port older consoles, older engines, this tech works with apparently any engine to help reduce the latency and the data required by up to 40%. I'd have to see that in action before I believe literally anything that they just said there.
Yeah.
And then see how well it works with those older games. But that's something that they're working on, which is good because one of the questions that a lot of people had were, how are older games going to be able to get, it's one thing for newer games to be built around with the idea of being used for these services, but how are you going to make older games be able to accommodate that? And I guess ZeniMax and Bethesda working together to a degree to try and solve that problem in the market.
Cool.
So we'll see how that works when it inevitably gets used, I suppose. And that was really it for Bethesda.
Yeah.
It was Gong Show almost entirely with very few.
That was a shit show.
Very few upsides.